Hey YouTube, I'm back here today and I'm going to be reviewing Thor Ragnarok for you early. I got to see this at a special event screening last night. It hasn't released for about another week in the US, so I guess I'm pretty early to this one. The screening was really nice. Lots of really good atmosphere. Really good Marvel fans there. You can tell when you're paying a lot of money to go to an event screening of a Marvel film that true fans will be there. And true fans were there. There were people dressed up. It was a really cool experience. And I'm going to review Thor Ragnarok a little bit early for you guys, so you can get a sneak peek into what you may expect for the film and knowing my thoughts on the film. So Thor Ragnarok is the latest entry in the MCU, and I'm wondering how many times I'm going to have to say that because it's probably going to be a few more times. But there's one more to add to the bucket list. And this film is directed by Taika Waititi. It stars Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Cate Blanchett as Hela, Tom Hiddleston as Loki, Benedict Cumberbatch as Dr. Stephen Strange, and Mark Ruffalo as Dr. Bruce Banner / the Hulk, and features a Ragnarok storyline, which, in case you don't know, I'll go over quickly. Ragnarok essentially means the end of everything, and in this case, it's Asgard. And in the film, we're treated to an awesome performance by Cate Blanchett as Hela, who is invading Asgard and trying to take over Thor's home while he and Loki are away on another planet. And it's up to Thor and Loki to come back to Asgard and reclaim what is rightfully theirs. Now, when I saw the trailers for this film, I got really excited. Taika Waititi, he looks like he was taking it in a completely new direction. That's the Thor franchise. As you can probably have seen, Thor 1 and 2 both had a more serious tone. They didn't really seem very adventurous, whereas this seems like a really good action, humorous, and adventure film. And also about a buddy film, Hulk and Thor. They looked like they worked really well together in the trailers, and it was really exciting to see them on the screen together because the pair are a dynamic duo. The chemistry between Hulk and Thor and Bruce Banner and Thor is definitely there, and it works to the film's strength in the film, and it also really deepens the plot more. This film is definitely taking a different tone to Thor the Dark World and Thor, in the sense that this is a lot more colourful. It's more of an adventure action film, more of a humour film, and it really plays humour in the film. There's a very large amount of scenes and lines written in dialogue for the characters that are played for laughs, and that happens quite a lot in the film. And if you're expecting a more serious MCU film, you may be better off not watching this one, because this definitely plays humour as one of the main elements in the film. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad thing by any means. The humour does work a lot of the times in this film. However, at some points it does drag, and you can tell it was just put in to get a few laughs out of the audience, which I have to admit, they could have dialed back the humour somewhat. It reminded me a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy, and this movie will probably get compared to that, as in the sense that they've included a lot of humour, except the jokes in Guardians of the Galaxy, most of them landed, whereas here, I reckon only about half of them landed. What Taika Waititi has done is he's created a world that is a completely new experience in Asgard and for the MCU. It's almost like he's setting up a brand new phase in the Marvel MCU. This is very unique compared to all the other MCU films that we've seen in the past. In the sense that you can go into here watching all the MCU films, but you're going to come out of the film without spoiling anything, with a completely different sense of the universe now. It's very different. This is a different film, and I like that. But the one thing that I love about this film so much is how it looks. This is a stunning film. The cinematography is beautiful. There are scenes in this film that look like they're out of a painting. The special effects are done with a charm. Pretty much every single visual in this film looks stunning. The characters look absolutely amazing. There's lots of little details you can notice which look stunning. This is by far the best I've seen Asgard look. The action scenes are also directed really well, especially, and I know people are going to go into the film expecting this, but the gladiator fight between Hulk and Thor, and I'm going to talk about Planet Hulk and what they did with his storyline in this film, because it was by far one of the best things in the film. In fact, in all honesty, the most interesting character in this film was Hulk. He was pretty fleshed out, and he was given a fair bit of dialogue, actually, as Bruce Banner, and he actually did talk as Hulk as well, as you may have seen in the trailers. We're also greeted to a lot of new characters in this film, and I can't stress enough, there's a lot of new characters, and it's quite a fair bit to take in. I don't remember most of their names, but there is a rock character in this film, which is by far one of the funniest characters we've ever seen in an MCU film, and the humour that this guy delivers is pretty much always on top of the level. He's kind of like the Rocket Raccoon of the Thor universe for me. Anyway, back onto Planet Hulk. Gladiator Hulk in this film was played really, really well. What they did with him in the Grandmaster's Castle and the interactions with Thor as Gladiator Hulk, it was really, really good, and it's great to watch, and you're going to have a blast watching that. The Gladiator fight is incredible. It's really, really, really well shot, really well special effectualized. That's not a word, but I'm going to put it in anyway. And the CGI on Hulk really looks good. I mean, this could be the most realistic or best looking Hulk that we've seen so far in an MCU film. Valkyrie is also in the film. I'll put the actress's name up there. Sorry, I don't remember her name, but she was played really, really well by the actress who portrayed her, and she was a really interesting character, actually, without spoiling anything. From where we see her at the start of the film to how she's at the end of the film, really, really interesting and really, 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 really well played out by Taika Waititi and the screenwriters and scripters of the film. Let's talk a bit about Hela as Cate Blanchett, because coming into the film, based on the trailers, I thought that she could be the best MCU villain yet. She looked stunning in the trailers. She really, really looked like Jack Kirby's original design, which I love. She looked so menacing. There seemed like she had a real persona about her, that she wanted to get what she wanted, and she seemed like a really threatening villain. Cate Blanchett really plays her well in the film. I will give her that. She definitely understands the character, but I do have a slight problem with the way Hela was portrayed. She's not the best MCU villain. In fact, she's not even close for me. My main problem is that what you saw in the trailer, her good moments in the trailers, pretty much the only good moments in the film for her. She doesn't really do much else at all. In fact, she gets to be quite a boring villain at some points. That's nothing against Cate Blanchett, because her performance is spectacular, because she is trying to work with what she's given with. But the way she was handled as a character, I don't think was as good as I would have liked it to be. That's not to say, though, she does have one really, really, really interesting thing that she does a lot. She can pick up swords, basically, and chuck them through people. So that was fun. A large portion of the film is actually featured in the Grandmaster's Stadium, and it's between Hulk and Thor, which really deepens their relationship, and I think that could really go into Infinity War with those two. In fact, they could be the strongest couple in Infinity War and have the biggest bond. Getting into more in-depth into the film, there is a very, very good message relating to Asgard, which I will not spoil for you. You have to watch the film to know what I mean, or look up spoilers about what I mean, but it's got to do with the people of Asgard, and it is a brilliant theme, and Taika Waititi and the screenplayers and the writers of the film really did a good job of encapsulating this theme and bringing it to life, and it was really effective, and it is one of the best lessons that you'll ever learn in an MCU film, I reckon. Now, one thing that really had me excited about the film was the inclusion of Dr. Stephen Strange, because I loved him in the film Doctor Strange last year, and I loved that film altogether as a whole. I have seen that since I reviewed it and went to the advanced screening of it last year. And the film really holds up well for me. I really, really enjoy it. It looks amazing. Even in 2D, it looks amazing, and the story is really well fleshed out, and Doctor Strange was one of the best characters in an MCU film for me. And I started reading the Doctor Strange comics, and I fell in love with the character. So naturally, I was really, really excited to see him in Thor Ragnarok. But I am a little bit disappointed to say that he's not in it for very long. And the scenes he was in were quite boring, to be frank, and I didn't like the way he was portrayed. He seemed like a one-dimensional character. He seemed pretty boring and pretty flat performance. And I'm not blaming on Benedict Cumberbatch. That might have just been what he was given with. But it was a very flat performance compared to what we saw in the Doctor Strange film. But all in all, Thor Ragnarok is a good film. I would recommend checking it out. The special effects are amazing. The Hulk and Thor relationship in the film is really, really well played out. I wish Hela was a better villain. It's a really enjoyable film. The humour could have been dialed down a little bit. I feel like it would have made for a better film, as there's a bit too much humour in there. I wish Doctor Strange got a little bit more screen time. But apart from that, it's a fun adventure, and it's definitely the best out of the Thor trilogy, in my opinion. I'm going to give Thor Ragnarok a 7.5 out of 10. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I want to show you quickly what I got at the Thor advanced screening last night, because I got some really, really cool merchandise, and I want to show it off. I want to show you what I got at the advanced screening, and the advanced screening was very, very, very good. It was much better than last year's. There were fans dressed up as the characters, and it was really, really fun. Atmosphere was great. It was so nice to be in a cinema where everyone was buzzing about the same film and they were really interested in it. So, that's awesome. Let's just open this up quickly. Alright. Alright, this is what I got. First off, I got a Thor Ragnarok pop vinyl of Thor. So, I like that. That was nice. A Guardians of the Galaxy Groot Geeky Tiki, which is apparently like a mug. Got a $5 gift card to Zing, which is a pop culture shop. They sell like pop vinyls, Geeky Tikis, and figures and comics and all kinds of stuff. I got a coupon for getting a Geeky Tiki half price. And to top it all off, I got an awesome comic book. Let's move this stuff out of the way. I got an awesome comic book, which is actually a variant cover. It is Thor Generations issue number 1 variant cover, as you can possibly see up there. And it's got Deadpool on it, which is awesome. Deadpool and Thor. So I can't wait to read this one. So yeah, guys, that's my Thor Ragnarok review. If you enjoyed this review, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and comment if you liked the review, and I'll try to get back to you guys if I can in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.